Ladies and gentlemen, today, I want to share with you a message that has the power to transform your life. A call to action that demands you to elevate yourself beyond the excuses and limitations that hold you back. This is about forcing yourself to level up, because the truth is, your potential is limitless when you decide to own your journey. When we talk about transformation, it all begins with a fundamental truth. You are the chief architect of your own life. No one else holds the blueprint. No one else has the pen to write your story. That responsibility lies squarely on your shoulders. It's easy to look outward and blame circumstances, other people, or even society for where you are right now. But real growth starts when you realize that the power to change, to elevate, to become greater resides within you. It's a personal responsibility that no one else can take for you. Taking full responsibility for your life means owning every part of your journey, the victories, the setbacks, the moments of doubt, and the moments of clarity. It's about recognizing that your current situation, no matter how challenging or comfortable, is a direct result of the choices you've made, or sometimes the choices you've avoided making. Sometimes we overlook the fact that growth is a series of choices, each one building upon the last. The choice to wake up earlier, to stay committed when no one is watching, to push through that fatigue when your body screams to stop. Those choices shape the person you are becoming. But here's the truth: owning your responsibility isn't always glamorous. It's uncomfortable. It requires brutal honesty with yourself. It demands that you look in the mirror and ask, am I truly giving my best today? Or am I settling for mediocrity? Because if you're honest, you'll admit that sometimes we settle. We settle into routines that don't serve us, into mindsets that diminish us, into lifestyles that keep us stuck. And that's where the real challenge begins. Seeing yourself clearly and deciding that enough is enough. No more blame, no more excuses. Just a firm decision to take control. When you accept responsibility for your life, you come to understand that your circumstances do not define your destiny. Your response to those circumstances does. If you're waiting for the perfect moment, the ideal circumstances, or the stars to align, you may be waiting forever. Because the truth is, the perfect moment is a myth. The perfect moment is now. The decision to change, to grow, to level up, those are made in this very moment. It's a conscious choice to step into your power and to refuse to stay in the place that no longer serves your purpose. Taking responsibility also means recognizing that your growth is a continuous process. It's not a one-time event, it's a lifestyle. It's about waking up every day with a mindset that says, I am committed to becoming better today than I was yesterday. That commitment may look like reading that book you've postponed, making that difficult phone call, choosing to forgive instead of holding on to bitterness, or simply showing up even when your motivation is low. Each small decision compounds and creates a momentum that propels you forward. But the real power lies in your willingness to confront your own shortcomings. It's easy to see the flaws in others, but true growth begins when you acknowledge your own. It's about having the courage to admit, I could do better, and then taking the necessary steps to do so. That might mean changing your environment, seeking mentorship, or simply shifting your mindset. Because growth is rooted in humility, the humility to accept where you are, and the humility to believe that you are capable of more. When you accept responsibility, you also embrace the idea that your future is not dictated by your past. Your past may have shaped you, but it does not have to define you. You have the power to rewrite your story with every decision you make today. It starts with a mindset that says, I am not a victim of circumstances, I am a victor over circumstances. That shift in perspective is vital because it fuels your motivation to keep going even when the road gets tough. It's the knowing that your setbacks are setups for comebacks, and that every obstacle is an opportunity to demonstrate resilience. The truth is, no one is coming to save you. The hero of your story is you. The strength you need to rise, to push through, and to reach your highest potential is already within you. You just have to tap into it. And that begins with the decision to accept responsibility for where you are now and where you want to go. When you do that, you'll realize that your limitations are often self-imposed. They are the stories you tell yourself about what you can or cannot do. But those stories are not facts. They are beliefs, and beliefs can be changed. It's about shifting from a mindset of I can't to I will, from it's too late to it's never too late, and from I'm not enough to I am enough. The power to change your life begins with that internal shift. When you own your responsibility, you stop waiting for permission and start creating your own opportunities. You stop making excuses and start making moves. Because the truth is, no one can do it for you. Your growth depends on your willingness to step up and take charge. And as you do, you'll realize that responsibility is not a burden, it's a gift. It's the gift of knowing that you hold the key to your future. That no matter how dark the night may seem, dawn always comes when you decide to rise. That every failure is a lesson, every setback a setup for a comeback. And that your greatest power lies in your ability to own your journey, to embrace your responsibility, and to keep moving forward with unwavering faith that you are capable of more than you've ever imagined. So when you think about growth, about truly stepping into the fullness of your purpose, one thing becomes clear. It's not just about dreaming big or wishing for better days. It's about discipline and consistency. These are the silent warriors that forge the path from where you are to where you want to be. Discipline is often misunderstood as punishment or restriction, but in truth, it's the bridge that connects your aspirations to reality. It's the daily commitment to showing up, even when your motivation wanes, even when comfort beckons, even when distractions threaten to pull you away from your purpose. To elevate your life, you have to understand that success doesn't happen overnight. It's built incrementally, brick by brick, decision by decision. Every time you choose to push past your fatigue and do what needs to be done, you're stacking the foundation for a future you can be proud of. It's in those small but consistent actions that the magic happens. The moment you decide that showing up is more important than how you feel, you begin to unlock a new level of power within yourself. Discipline becomes a lifestyle, a part of your identity that whispers, I am committed to growth. I am committed to becoming better. Consistency is what transforms potential into achievement. It's what separates those who merely dream from those who do. Consistency is not about perfection, it's about perseverance. It's about showing up even when the results aren't immediate, even when progress seems slow or invisible. Because real change is often a slow burn, not a flash in the pan. When you stay committed day after day, your efforts compound, and eventually they create a wave that's unstoppable. But consistency requires more than just effort. It requires a mindset that refuses to give up when faced with setbacks. It's easy to stay disciplined when everything is going well, but true discipline is tested when life throws obstacles your way. That's when resilience kicks in. It's about cultivating a mental toughness that says, I will not be defeated by temporary circumstances. Resilience is born in those moments when you want to give up but choose instead to stand firm. It's about seeing setbacks not as failures but as opportunities to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger. There's a truth that many overlook. Growth is often uncomfortable. It's a process that stretches you beyond your comfort zone, asking you to confront your fears, doubts, and insecurities. When you're willing to embrace discomfort, you're aligning yourself with the very essence of progress. Growth requires that you push through the pain, the uncertainty, and the resistance, because on the other side of discomfort lies freedom, confidence, and clarity. It's in those moments of challenge that your character is forged and your resilience is tested. Every breakthrough you desire is on the other side of perseverance. It's in the moments when you feel like quitting but choose to keep going. It's in the discipline of waking up early to work on your dreams, even when your bed feels more inviting. It's in the persistence of practicing your craft, even when no one is watching. It's in the decision to keep going after a setback, rather than retreat and give up. Those small, consistent efforts are what carve out a new reality for you. When you understand that discipline and consistency are your greatest allies, you realize that success doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't require magic or luck. It simply demands a steadfast commitment to your vision, to your purpose, and to your growth. It's about showing up for yourself every single day, regardless of how you feel, regardless of the circumstances. Because in the end, your ability to stay disciplined and consistent is what will determine how far you go. The journey of elevation is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about the long haul, about making daily deposits into your growth account. When you develop this mindset, you're not just chasing fleeting moments of motivation. You're cultivating a lifestyle rooted in perseverance and purpose. And that lifestyle will carry you through the seasons of life, whether they're filled with sunshine or storms. It's also important to recognize that discipline isn't just about work. It's about caring for your mind, body, and spirit. It's about creating routines that nourish you and set you up for success. It's about protecting your energy, setting boundaries, and making choices that align with your highest good. When discipline becomes a part of your life, it's not a burden, it's a liberation. It frees you from the chaos of distraction and the trap of procrastination. It empowers you to stay focused on what truly matters. Consistency, on the other hand, is the rhythm that keeps your momentum going. It's the daily discipline of showing up for your goals, your dreams, and your purpose, even on days when motivation is scarce. It's about trusting the process and understanding that every small effort adds up. When you stay consistent, you're building a legacy that can't be easily shaken. You're proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever thought possible. What's incredible is that discipline and consistency are within your control. They are choices you make every day. No one can do it for you. No one can force you to wake up early or to stay committed when you don't see immediate results. That power lies in your hands. It's about deciding that your future self deserves your best effort today. It's about cultivating a mindset that says, no matter what, I will keep going, because when you do, you set into motion a chain reaction, one that transforms your life, one step at a time. And as you embrace this truth, you'll find that resilience becomes your second nature. You'll realize that setbacks are simply stepping stones, that failures are lessons cloaked in disguise, and that persistence is your greatest weapon. The more you stay disciplined and consistent, the more you build resilience, the unshakable belief that you can overcome anything. That resilience fuels your perseverance, which in turn fuels your growth. It creates a cycle of continual elevation, a cycle that no obstacle can break. Your progress may not always be visible overnight, but every small effort counts. Every time you decide to stay committed, even when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable, you're stacking up victories that will eventually outshine your doubts. You're creating a foundation that will support your greatest dreams. It's in those quiet, disciplined moments that your character is cultivated and your purpose is solidified. Because true growth isn't just about achieving a goal. It's about becoming the person capable of sustaining that achievement. When you develop discipline and consistency as core principles of your life, you're not just chasing success. You're embodying the very essence of perseverance. You're declaring to yourself and the world that you're in this for the long haul. That no matter how hard it gets, you will continue to show up, to push through, and to elevate. Because once you understand the power of these principles, you realize that nothing can stop a person who refuses to give up, who keeps showing up, and who keeps growing every single day. Your journey of elevation becomes a testament to your resilience, a living proof that through discipline and consistency, you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. There is a powerful truth that often goes unspoken, yet is at the very core of every breakthrough: the importance of faith. Not just the kind of faith that whispers in quiet moments, but the kind that roars in the face of doubt and fear, that refuses to be silenced by circumstances. Faith is the foundation upon which all your hopes are built. It's the fuel that keeps your spirit alive when the road gets tough. Faith is what reminds you that even when you cannot see the full picture, even when the storm rages around you, there is a divine hand guiding you towards your purpose. Faith is not the absence of doubt. It's the decision to trust beyond what you can see, beyond what you can feel, beyond what the circumstances suggest. It's the confident assurance that, no matter how dark the night, morning will come. It's the unwavering belief that what is meant for you will not pass you by. Faith is the anchor that holds you steady in the turbulence of life, the assurance that your story is not over, that your best days are still ahead, and that your dreams are not just idle fantasies, but divine destinies waiting to be fulfilled. Building faith requires intentionality. It's about feeding your spirit with hope, with truth, with promises that remind you of who you are and whose you are. It's about cultivating an environment, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that nurtures your belief in the impossible. That means choosing to focus on what's possible rather than what's probable. It's about declaring over your life that no matter the odds, you are not defeated, you are not forsaken, and you are not forgotten. Your faith becomes the lens through which you see potential in every setback, opportunity in every challenge, and purpose in every pain. Faith also requires action. It's not enough to simply believe in your heart. You must step out and act as if your faith is already realized. When you step into what you believe, even when the evidence isn't fully in your favor, you activate the divine power that sustains hope and manifests miracles. Faith is the bridge between the desire and the fulfillment, and every step you take in trust is a step closer to your breakthrough. It might mean applying for that job even when you doubt your qualifications, starting that business despite the risks, or forgiving someone who hurt you, trusting that healing will come. Faith compels you to move forward even when the path isn't perfectly clear. There's a divine rhythm to faith that requires patience. Sometimes we pray and believe and wait, only to wonder if our prayers are falling on deaf ears. It's in those moments of waiting that faith is truly tested. Waiting is not passive, it's active. It's the quiet confidence that God's timing is perfect, that the best is yet to come, and that the delay is not denial but preparation. Patience and faith teaches us to trust the process, to understand that growth and fulfillment often happen behind the scenes, out of sight of our immediate view. It's about holding on to hope even when hope seems distant, knowing that what is meant for you will arrive precisely when it's supposed to. Faith also calls us to surrender. Sometimes we hold so tightly to our plans, our schedules, and our expectations that we block the flow of divine provision. Surrendering doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing control and trusting that there is a divine plan greater than ours. It's about acknowledging that we are not the authors of our story, but co-creators with the divine. When you surrender, you open your hands and your heart to receive what you cannot produce on your own. You make space for miracles, for unexpected blessings, for divine interventions. Surrendering allows your faith to flourish because it aligns your spirit with God's purpose and timing. Faith also teaches us resilience. When life hits hard, and it will, faith reminds us that we are not alone in the battle. It's the inner strength that keeps us standing tall even when the wind blows fiercely. Resilience rooted in faith means refusing to be broken by disappointment or discouragement. It's about getting back up after every fall, dusting yourself off, and declaring that your setbacks are simply setups for your comeback. Faith fuels that resilience because it reminds you that your story isn't over, that your God is greater than any obstacle in your path. It's the unwavering confidence that you will overcome because you serve a God who specializes in turning brokenness into beauty and messes into messages. Faith is also about community. Sometimes our faith is strengthened by the company we keep. Surrounding ourselves with like-minded believers, with those who speak life and hope into our spirits, is vital. It's about sharing your journey with people who believe in what you believe in, who encourage you to stay the course when your own faith wavers. Community becomes a reflection of divine grace, reminding us that we are not in this alone. Together, our faith can be multiplied, our hope rekindled, and our strength renewed. Faith isn't just a personal journey, it's a collective one, built through shared testimonies, prayers, and encouragement. There's a truth that resonates deep like faith is the currency of the divine. It's the language through which heaven responds. When you activate your faith, you unlock divine possibilities that surpass human understanding. Faith transforms ordinary into extraordinary, scarcity into abundance, despair into hope. It's the catalyst that propels your life from stagnation into acceleration. Faith is the seed that, when planted in hope and watered with perseverance, grows into a mighty tree of blessing, sheltering and nourishing generations. When you embrace faith as a lifestyle, you realize that nothing is impossible. That belief in the unseen is what fuels your courage to step into the unfamiliar, to venture beyond your comfort zone, and to trust that your dreams are already signed, sealed, and delivered in the spiritual realm. Faith makes you resilient in the face of opposition, persistent in the midst of delays, and unwavering when the winds threaten to blow you off course. It's the inner voice that whispers, "Keep going," when everything around you screams, "Give up." Faith is what gives every effort meaning, every sacrifice purpose, and every trial a divine perspective. Living with faith means trusting in a love that never fails, a promise that never breaks, and a divine plan that is always working for your good. It's about leaning into the truth that you are held securely in the palm of divine grace, that your steps are ordered, and that your future is secure in the hands of a loving creator. Faith shifts your focus from what is to what could be, from what seems impossible to what is divinely possible. It's the unwavering conviction that your story is still being written and the best chapters are yet to come. When you walk in faith, you walk with confidence, knowing that your life is in the hands of one who loves you unconditionally and who has the power to turn every difficult circumstance into a testimony. Your faith becomes the lens through which you see the world, the anchor that keeps you grounded, and the wings that propel you forward. It's a daily declaration that no matter what comes, you are more than a conqueror, that your setbacks are setups for comebacks, that your dreams are not just wishful thinking, but divine destinies waiting to unfold. Faith is the invisible force that makes the impossible possible and the unseen seen. It is the divine spark that ignites your hope, sustains your perseverance, and fuels your victory.